What's up, a Cinema Shogun here, and as soon as we all got some details surrounding Bob Saget's death, I think it's safe to say that for the most part, the majority of us grew a little suspicious about what really happened here. But it wasn't until a judge announced that he was temporarily blocking all of the records from coming out about Bob Saget's death that we really started asking questions. It wasn't until that news dropped and we realized that there was an active effort to block any of these details from coming out surrounding Bob Saget's death, that there was an active effort to block public records from coming out. This information would usually be made public, but a judge announced that he was temporarily blocking all of these details from coming out, and that's when we really grew suspicious, and that's when we really started asking questions, and that's when I really started pumping out the videos, because at that point, it appeared to me that not only were the details surrounding Bob Saget's death shady, but it seemed like there was some shady stuff going on to cover up those details as well. Like, I don't understand to this day why it is so secretive what happened to Bob Saget, but now it has been announced that that temporary block is now a permanent block. A judge permanently blocks the release of Bob Saget's autopsy records. A Florida judge on Monday agreed to an order that permanently blocks the release of photos, video, and other records connected to the investigation of Bob Saget's death. Now, I want you all to understand how they're wording things here. They want to make sure that they jump out the gate with that it's permanently blocking the release of photos and videos. When in reality, the photos and videos are minuscule compared to the details that we're trying to get out of this autopsy report. We're not worried about photos of Bob Saget dead. You know, I don't care to see a video of Bob Saget dead or a photograph of Bob Saget dead. Yet they want to lead out with that to make you all think and believe, and so just get that thought right in your head right from the get-go that this is about blocking photos and videos. This isn't about blocking photos and videos at all. I have seen plenty of occasions where we get details about, the autopsy report, and we don't get photos and videos of the person themselves and them being dead. I've seen countless occasions where we get an autopsy report and the photos and videos don't necessarily get made public. So I'm not buying this BS that they want to go ahead and go with the narrative that, this is to block the release of photos and videos. No, it's to block the details about the investigation. So the permanent injunction granted by Circuit Judge Vincent Chiao had been requested by the comedian's family. So now we pretty much have lost all hopes of getting any of these details at this point. And here's a statement made by the family, or a representative of the family. The entire Saget family is grateful that the judge granted their request for an injunction to preserve Bob's dignity, as well as their privacy rights, especially after suffering this unexpected and tragic loss. We are pleased this issue has been resolved and the healing process can continue to move forward. All the prayers and well wishes continuously extend to the family and beyond, says Brian Bieber, an attorney for the Saget family. So they're so ecstatic that we will never find the details out about Bob Saget's death. And now this is being permanently blocked. And I'm not trying to be rude here, but he says that they want to do this to preserve Bob's dignity. People feel how they want to feel about Bob. I could see in my comment sections that a lot of you all aren't a fan of Bob Saget. You're not a fan of how he joked around and different things of that nature. I don't know Bob Saget personally. I can't speak to his character. I enjoyed Bob Saget from America's Funniest Home Videos. He was always like America's dad in a way. But then you find out that he's got this raunchy, dark comedic side. So when they're saying that they're trying to preserve Bob's dignity, was Bob really concerned about preserving his dignity himself? I mean, literally, the style of comedy that he had was just really just grotesque and harsh in many ways. Yet they want to be so sensitive when it comes to his autopsy report. Now, I understand that his comedy and his death, and, they have nothing to do with each other. His autopsy report and his privacy and his family's privacy surrounding his death has nothing to do with the type of comedian he was. But at the same time, I think it's just like, I don't know. I don't think that we're dealing with the most famous person in the world here. More famous people than Bob Saget die every day, and we get to see their autopsy reports and the autopsy results that come back from their deaths. Why can't we see it with Bob Saget? This isn't the Queen of England. This is Bob Saget. Someone that I think a lot of people have probably forgotten about, and a lot of people don't even know. I'm sure the current generation doesn't even know who Bob Saget is. Now, that's no disrespect to Bob Saget. I'm just saying, like, why are they holding him up to this, to like he's the holier than thou? Oh my God, we could never release any details about his death because he is Bob Saget, damn it. Like, no. What is so special about Bob Saget to where, like, we can't find out anything that happened to him when we find out about everyone else? It's clear as day that they're trying to hide something here. Am I right? Maybe it isn't an elaborate scheme to kill Bob Saget, but it is clear as day that they are trying to hide something in this autopsy report. I'm sorry, and you can think this is disrespectful if you want to, and I swear I don't mean it in a disrespectful way, but Bob Saget is not the next coming of Christ. He is not the holier than thou saint that they're holding him up to be. Like, no one could ever know what happened to Bob Saget for real. We have to protect his dignity. We can't release his cause of death. We have to protect his dignity. Like, what the hell? Bob Saget was literally making a living off of telling raunchy jokes about incest and random stuff like that. Telling jokes about, having sex with the Olsen twins. Like, I don't think that we have to protect his dignity and we have to block all reports from Bob Saget's death from coming out. No, I think that Bob Saget is just another person like all of us, and the details surrounding his death should come out. These records should come out. I don't think, for the most part, I know there's sick, twisted, weird people out there. I get it. I don't think, for the most part, people are concerned about taking photos of a dead Bob Saget body and spreading them around the internet, although we know how the internet works. I'm sure there will be people for that, but come on. Celebrities die every day, B. People die every day, B. Like, honestly, this is Bob Saget we're talking about. There is no reason why you have to protect his dignity and not release any of these records. It's obvious that there's something shady going on here. And since they want to block these records and they don't want to be transparent about what happened to Bob Saget, they don't want to give us a real cause of death. I don't care what they say about, first, he hit his head on the headboard. Turns out his headboard's a cushion. He hit his head in the bathroom. Turns out there's not even a single hair that belonged to Bob Saget in the bathroom. So we don't even know if he even made it to the bathroom in his room. And then come to find out now they're saying he fell on the carpet. Like, come on, y'all. And they keep saying that foul play is ruled out, yet they won't just release any evidence that will show us that. If foul play was ruled out, then tell us why. And how was foul play ruled out? It's that simple. That's all we're asking for. Me making this video, you watching this video, that's all we're asking for. If you ruled out foul play, which they said they did from day one, and I'll reiterate this, I said it 1,000 times, I'll say it again. By the time we found out Bob Saget was dead, they had already said that they ruled out foul play just that quickly. Yet to this day, they have not given us a single detail that would point towards there not being foul play involved. They haven't told us anything that could 100% rule out foul play to this day. But now they're blocking these records from permanently coming out. Permanently. You will never be able to access these records about Bob Saget. His death is just another mystery. Just another mystery. So all I can do at this point is assume the worst. And I try not to be like that. I try to stick to the facts as much as possible. I understand that it's important not to jump to conclusions, not to read into things too deeply. But at this point, when they have done nothing to prove to us that there was no foul play involved. They have provided us with no information to make us think otherwise, then I can only assume the worst happened to Bob Saget. And I think that's the type of mindset that more people should have going forward, because this is what they rely on. They give us bullshit excuses, bogus information, let us know nothing. We actively watch them actively blocking information from coming out. Why do you think that's happening? You know what I'm saying? And then they just want us to move along and just, well, who knows what happened to Bob Saget? I guess he fell and hit his head. Maybe he was killed. I don't know. No, F that. As of right now, I am assuming that the worst happened to Bob Saget because they have done nothing to make me assume otherwise. In fact, they've done the exact opposite. By blocking all these details from coming out, it only leads me to believe that something else is weird happening here, when all they have to do is take 30 seconds out of their day. If they really have concrete evidence to show that there's no foul play involved, just tell us about it, and then on to the next case. But no, they can't do that, and they won't do that. Why they won't do that, I'm not sure. Do they have something to gain from making this story even more mysterious? I'm not sure. But they know that people are questioning this. It's not like it's just me on YouTube, a guy with 40,000 subscribers on YouTube talking about it. They're talking about this on CNN, on CNN, MSNBC, Fox News. The mainstream news outlets are even talking about this. And when the mainstream fake news outlets are even coming out and saying, oh, this seems weird, then damn. They're the main ones that lie to us all the time, and even they are like, oh yeah, I don't know about what happened to Bob Saget. It obviously doesn't look like he fell and hit his head. It's not like I'm just sitting here and I get a wild hair up my ass and I'm like, you know what? I think Bob Saget's death was really some type of conspiracy. No, it's because all of the details are shady. And all of these experts who literally do brain surgeries for a living, study the human brain for a living, deal with people who've had head trauma for a living, all said that there is no way that he fell and hit his head and did this much damage to himself. And then you take that detail with all the other shady details, add it to the fact that they're blocking the records from coming out now permanently. And what do you have here, folks? A good old-fashioned cover-up, if you ask me. And at this point, I can't view it any other way, even if that may be kind of irresponsible, because at the end of the day, they could have done their job in letting us know and reassuring the public that nothing shady happened here, and they can't do that. They won't do that. So I will just assume that the worst happened to Bob Saget. But there's more details coming out now as I speak. I think the final report was just released. And I will dive into that and break that down for you in my next video. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts about this. Why do you think a judge permanently blocked these details from coming out? Why did he permanently block this autopsy report from coming out? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. If you would like to support the channel, I will have my Cash App down below. You could always send donations that way to help the channel. Also, you can become a channel member. And as always, just find some time out of your day to go watch a movie.